So it appears that there was a coordinated effort by the UN and UN officials to mess with Donald Trump. And this happened as he went into the upper chambers at the UN Assembly meeting and during his UN speech. I'm going to show you the videos and you can make up your mind for yourself. After the videos play, I'm going to explain to you why I do in fact think that this was done on purpose. Check out the first video. This is Donald Trump and his wife as they're going up the escalator, and just notice exactly when it stops. Just look around and ask yourself if this seems normal.
You're going to push Zelensky for peace, President Trump.
President Trump. Schumer.
Now, maybe that escalator just happened to stop on its own at that moment, but check this out. As Donald Trump goes onto stage to give his speech, his teleprompter goes down. It is not working.
And I don't mind making the speech without a teleprompter, because the teleprompter is not working. I feel very happy to be up here with you nevertheless, and that way you speak more from the heart. I can only say that whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble. It's too bad that I had to do these things instead of the United Nations doing them. And sadly, in all cases, the United Nations did not even try to help in any of them. I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help in finalizing the deal. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. But she's in great shape. We're both in good shape. We both stood. And then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the 2 things I got from the United Nations: a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Thank you very much.
Now, I'm going to keep the escalator video playing on loop over here, but I want to explain to you why I do in fact believe that this was done on purpose. Number one, even though the UN Assembly meeting building is in New York City in Midtown Manhattan, it is not run by the United States of America. The host country secures the outside part of the building. That's what the US does. But the building itself and all operations within it are run by the UN. Specifically, the UN Secretary General and the Department of Operational Services, which are overseen by the UN, not the United States of America. And this is an important point, because if they were going to mess with Donald Trump, it wouldn't be U.S. officials that would likely do it, but would the UN do it? It seems like this is the case, especially as Donald Trump is going up the escalator and it stops immediately as he steps foot onto it. In addition, consider this. This is the most high-profiled meeting of world leaders that occurs on a yearly basis, and it happens on the same date. This is something that they are always prepared for. They double, triple, quadruple check everything. They have the highest quality electrical workers, plumbers, maintenance individuals. There is no reason ever that anything should be going down as this meeting is happening. This is not like your backyard barbecue where you're trying to set up the sound system and you're having some feedback. These are some of the best individuals who are working on these systems. So when you have the President of the United States of America stepping foot on that escalator and it stops directly at that moment when he puts his foot on the escalator right at the bottom, that is no coincidence. They definitely wanted that to happen. I don't think any of the escalators near that one stopped. It was just that one, to have Donald Trump walk up those escalators, almost like they were going to say, you're going to walk. We're going to stop it right here. You're going to walk. It didn't stop midway up. It didn't stop at the top, right when he stepped foot onto it. And then, to make matters worse, because perhaps that was just maybe an oversight or an issue that they had. When he gets on stage, his teleprompter doesn't work. Now, I need to reiterate, this is on the oversight of the UN, not the U.S. officials. They have some of the best people working this. So when Donald Trump is going up to make his speech, you know that that teleprompter is working. Again, you've done your work, your due diligence to make sure everything's connected. And you know what? It's not working. Just so happens that it's not working, and Donald Trump is up there. The day-to-day management and the complete oversight of this building is under the UN's control, and I 100% believe that they absolutely were messing with the leader of the free world, the United States of America, because they don't like him. They don't like what he says. They don't like that he calls them out, they don't like that he's plain speaking and he speaks to the people of the world and they listen to him when these European leaders and others around the world are messing around in their covert operations, continuing to fund wars. Donald Trump calls them out and they hate it. And so they decided to, I guess you would say, poke a little fun at him. But this is not like some high school event or something. This is the leaders of the world coming together, and they decided to do it in front of the world. This tells you who we are working with. When Donald Trump is meeting at the UN building and speaking to these leaders, it lets you know what kind of people he's working with. People that will stab him in the back if they have the opportunity. And Donald Trump knows it. And he knew it when he got on stage, and he knew it when he was calling them out about the teleprompter. He absolutely realized what they were doing to him, and he continued forward like a professional. In all honesty, he could have basically said, listen, you guys are playing games here. I'm not playing games in this world. You're playing games with lives. You're playing games with war. You're playing games with your environmental protocols and all the other nonsense. I'm not playing games. And just leave. The disaster that the UN is and has become. But instead, he remained professional. He called them out on it, and he continued forward with his speech, which maybe in the end is what they wanted to stop him from doing. But this wasn't any coincidence. I would like to know your thoughts on this. Leave your comments below.